Channel, Brenda Hoffman. Dear ones, perhaps you feel you know what is suitable for everyone. You will soon discover that varying degrees of sameness are more likely to feel right than everyone voicing the same beliefs. A bit like everyone agreeing on blue instead of all the colors of a rainbow. You have focused on one color for eons to no avail, trying to ensure everyone is thinking and acting similarly. Something that seemed comfortable at first, only to discover that you or someone you loved were outliers. 3D outliers were pushed into a corral, hoping they would assimilate through sameness instead of glorying in their differences. Differences are in. Sameness is yesterday. Perhaps you believe otherwise. A belief that is or will soon be personally tested. You will want to remain part of a like-minded group, yet you will not want to condone certain concepts even though you might acknowledge their rightness. In 3D, those who did not think or act similarly to you or, more importantly, to the social rules were either outcasts or forced into the right 3D basket of sameness. A sameness that has shifted throughout Earth's 3D history. Overriding rules created by leaders, known or unknown. Rules that seemed reasonably suitable for you throughout the ages but never entirely right unless you made that rule and never changed. So throughout this Earth life and many others, you shifted with experiences and age but never deviated much from the dictates of right and wrong. For example, in ancient Greece and other societies throughout the ages, homosexuality was accepted, even glorified. Today, homosexuality, even though not thought as inappropriate as it was a few decades ago, is still not an accepted norm. So many homosexuals are hesitant to acknowledge their homosexuality to the general population. And the same is true for many beliefs or physical actions. This is in. This is not in. That sense of rightness is a one-note life. It is time to expand your universal repertoire to include varying degrees of differences in opposite opinions and actions. This new world you created is a wondrous array of colors, sounds, actions, and emotions. Emotions and actions that are new or not aligned with what you once thought was correct. When you allow others to be who they are, you allow the same for yourself. You have shamed yourself into following the right actions and thoughts of others. A shame that you are finally allowing to flow into the universes to be repurposed into a new society of difference instead of sameness. Your first thought is likely that it is not possible to live within a society where rules do not apply or are not necessary. How will you know if you are functioning as a social member or a renegade? How will you know right from wrong? Thought processes drummed into you for life after Earth life, encouraging you to ignore your inner needs for the greater good of society. You are beginning to experience the difference between limiting beliefs to what is right within that society or testing new beliefs that feel right for you but may not be suitable for your partner, friends, or family. There are no rights or wrongs in terms of your actions or beliefs. An inner adjustment as you discover a new interest and try to ensure that your partner, friend, co-worker, or family member feels the same. Not because this new interest is the end of your search but because you have difficulties believing your new interests or actions are appropriate if no one is thinking or doing as you are. Sameness, in a sense, is easier than individuality because others help corral you into the proper stance and you are not alone. Even so, social demands are confusing if your inner messages are contrary to those social dictates. You are different than Ethan, Richard, Sylvan, or Lydia, and rightly so. The ease of, and discomfort of, knowing who you are because you are part of a larger group that dictates to all in that group is over. So is your inner scream, "That's not what I want or who I am." You are entering a new comfort zone uniquely yours as is everyone who transitioned. During these first few days of seeming disharmony, know that a new pattern of self-rightness is developing. Followers will find themselves less and less attached to the reality of this new world. Those of you who glory in your uniqueness will find social followers boring, repetitive, old-fashioned, and no longer part of your inner repertoire. If you feel somewhat disconnected from those you love or interact with, you are shifting as you hoped. Those who question their new thoughts and actions will have more difficulties adjusting to this new world. Allow yourself to flow into self-rightness with your beliefs and actions. Attempt to follow the wishes, actions, or thoughts of others, and you will feel uncomfortable beyond anything you can imagine, as if you are 18 years old, sitting in a first-grade class, hoping no one notices how different you are from the other first-grade students. So be it. Amen.